If you're driving one of these 7 SUVs, you could be trapped in a financial nightmare, watching $85,000 family vehicles lose half their value in just 24 months. Owner debt is skyrocketing, insurance costs are soaring, and service shops can't even fix what keeps breaking. Is your next family vehicle about to destroy your finances? The answer starts with numbers no one thought possible. Between 2019 and 2022, automakers raced to overhaul the family SUV. Industry leaders slashed research and development timelines from 5 years to just 3, betting on software-driven drivetrains and digital dashboards to meet new regulations and market demand. Nearly 1 in 5 new SUVs now relies on complex code to control critical systems once managed by hardware alone. Maya Lopez, a veteran automotive engineer, describes the mood inside the industry as frantic. Engineers working around the clock to integrate battery management, touchscreens, and remote update features, all while skipping traditional validation steps. Regulatory incentives pushed brands to launch hybrid and electric platforms before years of real-world testing could reveal hidden flaws. This experiment meant that features like over-the-air updates and digital controls reached driveways long before mechanics or dealerships understood how to repair them. The result: 7 different brands, each with their own badge, now share the same technical DNA and the same vulnerabilities that would soon devastate owners' wallets. Emily Harris still remembers the day her loan statement arrived. She had bought her SUV for $85,000, convinced it would last her family a decade. 2 years later, the resale value had collapsed to $44,000, but she still owed more than $70,000. The numbers didn't add up. She was trapped, underwater by $31,000 on a car she could barely afford to drive. Like thousands of families across the country, Emily had signed up for an 84-month loan, hoping to keep payments manageable. But even with those stretched terms, the math turned against her fast. Insurance premiums jumped 18% after her model landed on high-risk lists, adding another burden she hadn't planned for. The equity she thought she was building with every payment vanished almost overnight. For single parents like Emily, the SUV wasn't just a ride, it was a shield for her kids, a promise of safety and stability. Now it's become a source of anxiety, a financial anchor, dragging her deeper with every month. Carlos Mendoza's repair shop sits silent most afternoons now. Rows of late-model SUVs line the lot, waiting on parts that may not arrive for months. He scrolls through his supplier's portal. Back orders stretch out for 90 days or more, especially for electronic modules and specialty batteries. Out of every 100 shops in his network, only 16 have the certifications or tools to handle these new systems. The rest send desperate calls or flatly turn away owners, unable to risk a job they cannot complete. Service manuals lag behind software updates, leaving even seasoned techs guessing at error codes. Families drop off their vehicles, hoping for a quick fix, but leave with rental bills and no answers. Carlos watches as once loyal customers lose patience. Some try to sell privately, others abandon repairs altogether. The support network that kept older SUVs on the road is gone. For these new models, a single breakdown can mean weeks off the road and thousands in lost value, if a fix is possible at all. Carlos Mendoza unlocks the diagnostic tablet and scrolls to the Explorer ST's transmission log. The code reads E-TSC-9, a warning he's seen too many times. Ford's promise of a high-output turbo engine collided with a gearbox never designed for that much torque. By 35,000 miles, owners like Emily Harris report hard shifts, clunks, and sudden loss of drive. The fix isn't a simple fluid change. Full transmission replacements start at $11,100, often exceeding what's left on the loan. Ford issued technical bulletins, but the problem keeps returning. Used car dealers quietly scrub Explorer STs from their lots, unwilling to risk the comeback. In just 2 years, resale values have collapsed by 38%. A $54,000 family hauler now sits at $33,000 if it's running. Mechanics like Carlos warn customers to brace for months without their vehicle. Parts on indefinite backorder. The Explorer ST shows that catastrophic depreciation isn't just an electric or hybrid problem. Even traditional gas SUVs can devastate family finances when engineering shortcuts meet real-world use. Sophia Reyes thought she was buying the future. Her 2023 Tesla Model X arrived with falcon wing doors that drew crowds in the school parking lot and a dashboard that looked straight out of a science fiction movie. But by the end of her first year, the dream soured. One morning, the right rear door refused to open, just a quiet click, then nothing. A technician quoted her $3,800 to replace the door mechanism, warning that nearly a quarter of Model X's built that year would need similar repairs within 3 years. The left door failed 6 months later, doubling the expense. Her next surprise came on the road. The air suspension, advertised as adaptive and smooth, began to sag. Service centers, already overwhelmed, quoted $6,200 for replacement, more than Sophia's annual salary as a teacher. Meanwhile, the battery's range had dropped by 12%, shrinking family road trips and fueling anxiety every time the weather turned cold. The resale market turned its back. Six-figure Model X's from 2022 and 2023 now fetch barely half their original price. Sellers outnumber buyers 10 to 1. Sophia's SUV, once a status symbol, became a warning. Even the most advanced electric luxury can become a maintenance nightmare with no easy way out. Darren Cho bought his Jeep Grand Cherokee 4xe for the promise of cutting-edge efficiency. Instead, he found himself stranded twice in 8 months. First from a dead battery module, then from a system error that no local shop could diagnose. The hybrid's dual powertrain confuses even experienced mechanics, and replacement battery modules now list at $6,800, often on backorder for weeks. Darren's insurance premium jumped after his VIN landed on a reliability watch list, erasing any savings from the plug-in badge. The resale market responded swiftly. Grand Cherokee 4xe values dropped 42% in just 18 months. Owners like Darren now discover their SUVs are treated as damaged goods, regardless of condition. This has become a financial trap. Across the Atlantic, Laura Klein's Land Rover Defender arrived with the weight of a legend, but couldn't survive its first summer. By July, the digital dashboard flickered out, followed by a complete air conditioning failure, one of 62% of Defenders built that year to report climate system breakdowns. Laura waited 3 months for a replacement part shipped from the UK. Warranty teams insisted her issues were normal wear and tear, leaving her with a $75,000 SUV, now fetching $38,000 on trade. For both Darren and Laura, the promise of advanced technology and heritage design has become a trap, impossible to escape without taking a crushing loss. Ethan Barlow bought his Rivian R1S with the hope of escaping the usual dealership headaches. Instead, a routine over-the-air update left his SUV completely immobilized in his driveway. He wasn't alone. Owner forums tracked a 5% bricking rate after major software pushes. With some vehicles disabled for weeks, Rivian's nearest service center was over 200 miles away, and the next available appointment stretched 45 days out. For families in less populated states, a simple glitch could mean months without transportation. Used values for the R1S dropped 41% in just 2 years, as buyers realized support was thin and fixes could take an entire season. Miriam Nguyen signed her lease for a BMW iX, trusting the brand's reputation for quality. The reality hit just months in. Her SUV's curved display went black without warning, flashing the BX12 error, an issue spreading across owner forums. With the main screen dead, the vehicle couldn't shift, charge, or even unlock. BMW service admitted the fault, but the part was on a 3-month wait. Meanwhile, a 7% battery leak rate left owners facing early range loss and expensive out-of-pocket repairs. In 2 years, iX resale values have collapsed by 53%, erasing decades of BMW's reliability image and leaving drivers like Miriam stranded with tech no one can fix. Victor Sanchez spent $7,200 replacing the hyperscreen in his Mercedes EQS SUV twice in 18 months. He joined 1,200 other owners in a class action suit, claiming the flagship's tech failed faster than any luxury model in memory. Maya Lopez points to a 22% cut in Mercedes' R&D budget as the root cause. A decade ago, premium SUVs kept 70% of their value after 5 years. Now, even the most expensive badge can't stop the bleeding. Today, a family SUV isn't just transportation, it's a financial risk shaped by rushed innovation. As technology outpaces reliability, the true cost lands on ordinary drivers. The question now, will automakers restore trust, or will families keep paying the price? Share your thoughts below.